Good morning, everybody. My video is acting up. I probably hit a button and put a setting off because I was playing with the camera yesterday. And anyway, let's hope this video goes through. This is like my 4th attempt. But anyways, got your coffee? I got mine. I dropped my husband off just now. He was like, got yours? I got mine. Teasing me. He always teasing me. He's such a teaser. But anyways, one of my followers over on TikTok, he's been doing some traveling. And so he hadn't really been up on the whole library pantry thing. And so he's caught up now and he wants to contribute. And I definitely, but he said that he can access my wish list link that he kept getting an error. And I don't know why that is. I tried to hit the link. It worked perfectly for me. It's been working fine for a lot of you all. I don't know what's going on there, but I sent him another link because I definitely want him to be able to access it because he is one of my best supporters, like a lot of you all. He's very supportive of everything that I do. And then just this morning, I put some more coats on there. These are more for the older kids onto the wish list. It is pretty easy to find coats, decent coats for under $20 for boys. Not so much for the older girls. That's that pink tax. That's a whole nother conversation now. But I did put some, you have to think about, I don't want the coats to cost so much where people won't buy one and send it. And I want them to be warm enough for South Carolina because even though this is the South, it can still get a little cold for these Southerners during the winter months. So you want it warm enough, where if they add hats and gloves and scarves, they're warm enough. And then too, you want to make sure that it's not a third-party seller because the cheaper stuff, those are the third-party sellers, and third-party can't be delivered to my house. So had to finesse that a little bit. So you're going to see some coats on the list that are like around $35, and those are for the girls. But if all else fails, I don't see why they can't wear a boy's coat. I mean, if you need a coat is a coat, right? That's just how I think, So, but there are some on there that look a little bit more feminine for, girlier girls. Did the best that I could. So I'm hoping that he's able to access that link. I woke up this morning and I watched a little bit of the news and I see where the Los Angeles Diocese is getting ready to pay out the largest settlement in history, $880 million to more than 1,300 people. And these were children that their nasty priests sexually abused. And me, I'm all about calling a thing a thing. I don't nice up horrible acts like that for anyone, myself included. If you did a thing, you did a thing. If I were in charge of the estate of Sinead O'Connor, the way I would sue the Catholic Church, I would sue the Catholic Church because one of the reasons why she died broke is because her career was basically taken away from her simply because she told the truth about the Catholic Church. And it was the truth. All these years later, it was the truth. It was just the truth. All she did was tell the truth. Why didn't the Pope at the time do anything about these nasty priests and the things that they were doing to these little kids? They're adults now, but they were children then. There's a documentary. No, I would, even if the estate has no money, that do a GoFundMe. I would send money to that. I would send money to that. To Sinead O'Connor's estate suing the Catholic Church. Because they took a lot away from her for simply acknowledging the truth and standing on that business. That's all she did. That's it. The thing about the truth is that I remember when I was a kid, if I got caught in a lie, I would get beat on. And if I told a really hard truth that made the adults around me uncomfortable, I'd get beat on. And that was a thing that played out throughout my life. And I learned how to be like this very effective liar. And, you unpack that in therapy. I unpacked it in therapy. And what it is this is what it is. People don't want the truth. But then when you get caught in the lie and they call you a liar, you know what I'm saying? This is what people want from you. People want for you to lie so good and to be so effective and so convincing in your lie that they can believe in the lie and stay safe. That's what people want. They don't want the truth. They want a believable lie. They want to stay in their bubbles. They don't want those bubbles popped. Don't tell the truth, but don't lie badly. Lie good. There's a documentary on Netflix. I forget what it's called. Do the research. But it's over on Netflix, I'm sure. And it talks about what the Catholic Church did to these kids and these families. Those that were brave enough to step forward and just tell the truth. And it's disgusting. First, it's disgusting the fact that the Los Angeles Diocese alone has $880 million. That is gross. And we're not even going to talk about what the Catholic Church has in totality. The Catholic Church has enough money to end world hunger if it wanted to end a lot of the world's problems. That is how much money the Catholic Church has. My husband was raised Catholic, and he talks about how up underneath the Catholic Church in Rome, how there are catacombs filled with art and money and gold, and how rich the church is. And we talk about how disgusting it is. But I'm getting off the topic here. But it's just the fact that none of these priests went to jail. None of them did any time for what they did to these kids. For raping and molesting children. They didn't go to prison for it. And what the Catholic Church did to protect these priests is just abhorrent. It's evil. It's true evil. In the sense of the word, it is evil. They just pluck these priests out of, like, say, if they were in LA, if they had a good, location like that. And they just take them and they relocate them someplace. First, they try and put them in some, bodunk town in no place, middle America. And if that failed, they just take them and put them in some brown nation. Because can you imagine people that felt like they didn't have the Catholic Church, America, and these priests? Can you imagine the power, the intimidation when you are in the Philippines maybe, or in some South American nation? They just gave them a whole new victim pool to access. They didn't care about them kids. This is one of the reasons why I say religion is a cult. It is. And that's just my opinion. And mind you, I'm entitled to my opinion. You can disagree with my opinion, fine. But it is my opinion. This is my platform. And I'm going to say what I want to say. Religion. It is a bullshit way to control the masses. Convince people that if they don't move the way you want them to move, that they'll burn in eternal hell. And you can control them. Even when we're not talking about religion, and when I say something on my platform and people don't agree with it, especially black people. It's the way you need to turn to your Bible and you need to go to Matthew chapter 12, verse 36. And Matthew, and it says, they will hold you to standards that they don't even hold their own selves to in order to control you. Because if we're all thinking the same and we're all doing the same, they feel better about the shit that they're doing. If other people are doing it too. There's no room for individuality in religion. Believe in what you want to believe in. I don't really give a damn. But I'm sorry, I just don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. I have seen too much evil done in the name of religion and in the name of God. Too much. Way too much evil. Catholic Church has lost all credibility. All credibility. But the one thing about this day, this time, is that it is dawning on people. More and more people are waking up. And like I said in another video, the only reason why people don't see their religion as a cult is because it was the religion that they were indoctrinated into, that they were born into. Their parents were Catholics and their parents were Catholics. Or their parents were Christians and their parents were Christians. Or their parents were Mormons and their parents were Mormons. Or their parents belonged to LDS and they belonged to LDS. Or their parents were Scientologists and they're Scientologists. It's just the cult you were born into. That's all. True evil. Not one of those priests. And the priests, you know that the reason why, and religion is also why they didn't go to prison. Because people are afraid that if they slap the cuffs on a priest, they'll burn in eternal hell. You'll burn in hell. If you hold a priest accountable for raping children, molesting children, you'll burn in hell. Well, what about the priest? Does the priest not... Is he to not be met with accountability? And don't even get me as it started on them abusive ass nuns. My husband can go on forever about that. What those nuns did to native children. But we don't talk about that. Because you see the habits and the big crosses they wear around their necks. And the stern looks on their faces. And, you know, same with the priests. And we see them as these vessels of God. These messengers of God. Of a higher power. And they just fuck ups in costumes. That's all the fuck they are. Right along with a whole lot of other people. Fuck ups in costumes. You know, that you are conditioned to respect, and they have not really earned that respect. Look how massively, massively, massively rich the Catholic Church is. And it just seems to me that if you believe in God like that, if you believe in Christ like that, why not be God-like? Why not be Christ-like? Why not save people? Why not denounce that kind of harm into one of the most vulnerable beings on the planet, a child? I don't know why people are still in that particular cult, knowing that. And they won't even take accountability. Because real accountability is saying, it happened, we are sorry, and we are going to make amends. Starting right here, right now. Have a day.